Alright guys, Glokk40Spaz is beefing with his label and it's kind of confusing, but it also kind of makes sense. So let's go over it. So this event originally happened about 2 weeks ago, but yesterday I saw something that kind of solidified that Glokk40Spaz is unhappy with his label, Columbia Records. So let's get into it. It started off with a story he posted where he said 2 Spaz and B songs at 6 p.m. Eastern. Then he said, Columbia Records, 2 songs today at 6 p.m. with the fire emoji. He also showed a bunch of equipment. He had like some studio headphones, he had a pop filter, he had an audio interface, he had a MacBook, a mic stand I think. He also had a guitar. I don't know what the he needs a guitar for, but yeah. Yeah. And then he posted them, and if you're a Glokk fan, you know he has like 2 distinct styles. He has like his more aggressive and then he has Spaz and B, which is him like rapping his ass off on Plug and B. And this is something his fans have been waiting for a while, so they were absolutely for it. But anyways, let's go to the other post he made about Atlantic Records. He took this story and said, somebody get me out my weak ass deal. Babylon posted, Glokk40Spaz wants out of his record deal. 42 CEO said, somebody tell Cardi. Glokk40Spaz going through it. And I'm pretty sure this is because of something to do with his tape dropping, Slaughterhouse Records. Now it did drop. I just think there probably was some type of mishap behind the scenes that kind of made him unhappy with his label situation. All right. And just for some context, Glokk signed 2 years ago behind bars. This is what he said at the time. I just signed my first deal with Columbia Records. Thank you to everyone who supported me and believed in me. I'll be home soon. I love y'all, but I love my haters more. And he put the vamp and black emoji. Now, at the time, I'm sure you guys remember, but Glokk40 was allegedly, everyone thought he was signing to Opium because Opium Baby tweeted, "Oh, Glokk40." He's the same guy who signed Destroy Lonely. So everyone's like, oh, is this a new signing? Is this a new signing? No, it wasn't. For a couple of reasons. The first reason was Glokk40Spaz had a ton of like Instagram lives where he called Playboy Cardi gay, called him like a gay vampire or something. And yeah, he just didn't seem to be f***ing with them. At the time, everyone was like, yo, this is kind of a bad move, but you gotta respect how he stood his ground and whatnot. So yeah, that never happened. And he signed with Columbia. And all the music he dropped behind bars was through Columbia. But anyways, let's get back to this situation. Here's what someone said on Reddit. They paid for bro's lawyers, did some snake shit. Good music coming back though. Someone said laughing emojis. Now, I understand that whole thing, but I really think that it's pretty obvious he's just not happy with the rate he's probably being allowed to release music. Larger labels. This happens to rappers all the time. Like, I'll give you a couple examples. Famous Dex, he used to drop every other day. Signed, stopped dropping, fell off. So a lot of these, and he wasn't exactly like a street rapper, but a lot of these street rappers, they really rely on quantity. They're constantly dropping mixtapes. They got to drop at least like 2-3 times a year. Not all of them, but a lot of them, they kind of need to. Not just because they're going to fall off, but it's just the type of artist they are. It's what their fans want. You know what I mean? And I think Glokk40Spaz falls underneath that category. He had so much music recorded. This guy's work ethic was so crazy. He was dropping more than most artists were when he was locked up. That's what kept him relevant, right? So he's probably thinking like, yo, I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna just flood. And that's what his fans wanted as well. But he's probably, Columbia Records probably doesn't want him to be dropping every other day. Make sense? What this reminds me of is Youngboy. Youngboy was signed to Atlantic, but they still let him drop like every 2 months. This originally happened, I believe, because I forgot what it was. It was some like controversy. And they realized, yo, we're just gonna stop like pushing you like that, and we're just gonna let you drop as much as you want. And he went crazy. He went on an insane run. But anyways, let's see what people had to say about the whole label shit. Bro should have stayed independent. Now you got to pay all that money he spent back. Should have signed to the O. Come to Ball Hog. That would be kind of funny. He signed to Bruce. There's no way that's happening though. He signed in jail thinking he was going to be locked up for 8 years. I don't think he thought that. Typical. Signed the deal to pay for lawyer fees. Now he's stuck. Better drop consistently on SoundCloud and tour. When will rappers learn to read contracts and hire a lawyer to explain the parts they don't understand and give advice? Then think about what it means and how it will affect their life before signing the contract. I would never put my name on something unless I understand it 100%. He should be telling his lawyer what the f are we supposed to do. Now on Reddit, they gave a couple more extended responses, I'll say. Someone said, labels broke and putting no money behind nothing. So many artists popping off about it, and maybe they'll be better going independent. Feel like a lot of smaller and even middleweight acts are gonna struggle. Someone said he honestly should have stayed independent. Labels almost always over rappers. He ungrateful. They definitely got him out of the situation. I'm just gonna leave that as is. You can think of it what you will. I don't think bro out of jail. How you think he got money? Bro's flexing label money. Now you want out of his deal. Bro sold out. Should have stayed independent. He a sellout. Sold his soul for the 100K. I think it was probably more than 100K, but once again, someone said his label saved bro when he was locked up. They still dropped his songs, movies, projects, and a collab with Osama's son. I think Osama signed to Atlantic, so I don't think the label set that up, but crazy. They gave this guy money when he was locked up and even gave him a collab album with Osama-san, paid for his lawyers and everything. So if Columbia not a good label, I don't know what is. And everyone was saying, imagine if he signed to Opium, should have signed to the O. To be honest, you know, everyone's saying like should have signed to the O as like a joke. But the thing is, if he signed to Opium, they would probably make him not let him drop even less. And the way he seems to be so outspoken about everything with the Cardi shit, with his Columbia shit, like that would have definitely, you know, kind of messed itself up. But regardless of all of this, fans are actually really liking his recent drop, Spaz and B. So if you don't remember, after Glokk, you know, got out and he dropped new music, a lot of fans actually weren't liking it. The reason for that is because his voice sounded a little different. It didn't hit the same, I guess. Because, you know, you got to think, like, a lot of this music he was dropping, he recorded like 3-4 years ago. So, you know, his voice changed a little bit. It's a little different. And here's what fans had to say. He's still finding his groove. Goddamn, people be treating musicians like jesters. He's gonna have off days. So that fan actually admitted the songs weren't that good, but he still was like, yo, give him some time. Someone said, nah. Money changed a lot of artists in the way they rap. I don't think he's that motivated. Honestly, I disagree. He was like out the studio already previewing out of jail already previewing like a bunch of snippets right out. So I don't know if that's it. But yeah, I think it was it was just like cool. It wasn't anything crazy. Anyways, when he recently dropped though, everyone was f***ing with it like crazy. Our prayers were answered, chat. Spaz and B, this ain't no R&B. Do y'all only fuck with Spaz and B? Nah, but it's Pete Glokk. I genuinely hope he doesn't let us down. I'm looking forward to the songs in the project. GOAT, stupidly hard. And everyone agreed. He's still amazing even after all the washed allegations. Definitely top 5 since he's been out. Better out the 2 to me also. That was another thing that I thought was super funny. Like the whole time he was locked up, the amount of like middle schoolers and like random people that had his like mugshot as their profile picture. Like literally everyone was saying, yo, free Spaz, this and that. Then he gets out and they immediately go back to hating on him. You know what I mean? It's just funny to me. Like, for example, he had this one fit. It was kind of like just, I don't know, it was nothing crazy. He was just wearing like really skinny jeans. And for some reason, Reddit isn't working right now. Sorry guys, my bad. But I got a little bit to show you. He said, baggies jeans in Atlanta, Vonoff 700 ass fit. What possessed this man to post this zesty ass fit? And if I can open that post for you, the comments are even crazier. Here's another one. I know I showed this a little bit earlier, but this fan said, Glokk has been putting out ass music for the past few days. Believe it or not, he doesn't have that stamina he used to when he was rapping. And this is what I was kind of saying when fans like weren't fucking with this stuff before. But honestly, as that one fan said, yeah, just give him some time. I think he'll be fine. I think that, you know, if he was one of those artists who didn't drop as much and he had just gotten out of jail, he dropped some like trash. I don't think he dropped trash. It was just like, all right. It would have kind of hurt him, but I think he's fine. I think also just the strength off of like coming out of jail. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the best things that can happen for your career as a rapper is either going to jail or dying. Obviously you don't want to die because then, you know, you don't really get to see the fruits of your labor. Neither do you really want to go to jail, but, you know, purely from like a capitalistic perspective, like the optimal amount of time for a rapper to be in jail is like a year because fans don't really forget about you and like your style of music doesn't really like wash out and you still get a crazy amount of hype when you come out. You know, Glokk came out for like 2.5 years. You know what I mean? So honestly, he's gonna have like that supercharge for another like 6 months. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think he'll be fine. Honestly, he really just needs to keep dropping. That's all people really want to see from him. You should probably tap in with more of his old producers. I forgot who produced the 2 songs. I believe one of them was Zangang and one of them was Chris Clay. And yeah, I think that's what people want to see. He should also go back to using like OK beats. I mean, his biggest song on Spotify is Bandman. That's produced by OK. If you didn't know, OK kind of got like his first start through, like his first big songs were from Glokk40Spaz. And then he started working with like Netspend, Osama-san, etc., Isaiah TG. And it's kind of crazy, like We Gonna Be Okay is way bigger now. He had like this whole, you can go and look it up. He had this whole beef with Al Chapo. Like they posted text messages, this and that. He got like blackballed off an album. But if they work together, that project would be special. But anyways, take care guys. Thanks for watching and bye.